Yes, yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David A. King, and I thought I'd start this program off with a poem. There's a little interesting story connected with it. The young man, I was walking down the street downtown Chicago. A young man was on the corner and he was selling things, and he put this in my face. So in order to get him out of my face, I thought about myself many years ago trying to sell ideas to people, and I checked myself. I said, I should be a little bit more patient with this young man because I went through the same thing. So I accepted from him this document here, this paper. It's a poem. It's rather long, but I think it will set the tone for the rest of the evening. You see, in our society today, most of the social scientists and psychologists and the law enforcement people, everybody's wondering, why is there so much violence in our society? In Chicago, the violence in Chicago dwarfs that happened in Oklahoma, for example. Yet the violence in Chicago is getting less press. There is a reason for these things, and all we have to do as adults, the ones who are supposed to be leaders and rulers, is listen to the people who are experiencing this problem and who we deem and see as the problem. I'm going to read this poem. It's rather long. I'm going to read it very fast, and I want you to follow the recording of it and play it back. Mr. Marwan Fatima. He's a copyright 2012, and you can find him in the Black magazine at yahoo.com. He reads as such. As I sit back and glance at eternity, I decipher and determine my destiny. This right here isn't how things are supposed to be. The spirit gets close to me. I feel it. Let me give you a glimpse of what my eyes have seen. They are the windows to the soul. So jump right in, take a peek into my soul. From outside in, I have bad news. Life is what you make it, no shortcuts. Hard work and appreciation. I stand on this mountain, I see doom and destruction. Our sun is dying, angels are crying, preachers are lying, rivers overflowing, the blind leading the blinded. But I see the pit, the hole. We're being led to the slaughter, to the cliff. Because of our ignorance and wickedness, I've seen death coming for me, the grim reaper chasing me, backstabbing, treachery. I saw the hands of God saving me. I see falsehood, lies and deceit, fornication, adultery, men seducing the next man's wife, selling their souls for such a cheap price, the rat race, the paper chase, for breadcrumbs, for sugar gum, greed and corruption. I see misery coming from your face. Happiness is no kin or friend to you. The fall from grace. I looked up in the midst of reality. I find myself falling. I see danger, gloom. Once you were the groom, now you're getting swept up with a broom. Banks are robbing the society, taking our money, giving it to the wealthy, the greedy. In the bullpen, I saw a man crying, 18 years old. They gave him 60 years. He shouldn't have done what he did. The murder, he chose the wrong career. Should have just walked away. Could have become a doctor or a lawyer someday. Too bad he threw his life away. Walking right here, you're no better than anyone else. You walk the same steps. You take the same breaths. Your economics and prestige is irrelevant. Walking right here, I see snooty snobs. Lesbians and gays are everywhere, and gluttonous blobs. When will man rise? The angel cries. When will man rise? The angel cries. I've fallen and I can't get up. Can you help me? Hell is right next to me. I feel like a curse. Even worse, I feel like I'm cursed. I see a generation lost. Men and women. I see faces suffering. The graveyard walking. Society's all messed up. They got us robbing and killing, selling drugs, prostitution to quench our thirst. It's open season. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere to hide. They got the whole world selling their souls, chasing this paper, committing capers just for some paper, pimping our daughters and sisters. As I look up, I see stars falling, angels calling. God is warning us from falling into the pit. Blindly recognize the signs and the seasons. This is the reason. Our loved ones are leaving. We need something to believe in. Money, drugs, cars won't save them. When God takes them, He alone creates them. Money, lies, and fame made them. Pedophile rapists, stealing innocence from children. The planet is dying. The government is lying. Ignorance is bliss. So we're not trying. I think this is a powerful statement. Whether you agree with everything this young man is saying, you have to understand he's speaking the truth as he sees it. He's speaking from his heart, the things that we as adults should be willing to listen to try to understand. The remaining portion of this program, I'm going to explore many of these topics that's brought up in this young man's poem. And we're not here to create debate and arguments. We're here to share ideas, to discuss our feelings, and hopefully each and every one of you will gain some insight into ideas that you might want to contribute to us. Let's see, touch me a little bit, everyone. I would like to add one other thing. When we talk about status and class, we talk about insanity. I picked up this article. It says that the United States has been a leader in scientific research and technological innovation since the late 19th century. Now that would include a lot of black African American inventors as well as other people from Asia, whatever. An example is, they don't mention them here, in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell was awarded the first U.S. patent for the telephone. Thomas Edison's laboratory developed the phonograph, the first long-lasting light bulb, and the first viable movie camera. Thomas Edison was also a very great pioneer in the movie industry, in case some of you don't know that. Nikola Tesla pioneered alternating current, the AC motor, and radio. In the early 20th century, the automobile companies of Ransom E. Olds and Henry Ford popularized the assembly line. The Wright brothers in 1903 made the first sustained and controlled heavier-than-air powered flight. What my point is that none of these people would have ever been heard of in the old scheme of things. Only in America could this have happened. We call it the Great Experiment. This great experiment was the bringing together of many peoples from various cultures and their various lives. And by whatever means necessary or whatever way it happened, the result is where we are today. I love my country, and I believe in its future. And I believe that I may not agree with what you say, but I'll defend your right to say it, because that's the essence of what we stand for. In the next segment, we're going to be dealing with the issues, as I said before, raised by this young man. And until then, David A. King, over and out.